Hello and welcome to another update video. I have been asked by a lot of people to take a look at the NASDAQ, and yes, we take a look at the NASDAQ here towards the weekly close and try to understand if we are here in a breakout scenario, which means that the overall and long correction could be nearly finished, or do we have to expect one more lower low? Personally, I think we are. If the low isn't in yet, that we are very close to the low of the NASDAQ. Yeah, I think we have seen a substantial correction. This affects the S&P 500 as well. This affects crypto. This affects the NASDAQ. I think there is not much more what we will correct down, but I can tell you that I think we will come down once more lower. So first of all, I'd like to show you here a bullish scenario and would like to point out why the bullish scenario is quite unlikely, in my opinion, from an Elliott wave point of view. And we can start straight away. So I'd show you first the bullish scenario. This is not the primary expectation. I would give the bullish breakout scenario only a 25% probability at the moment. We obviously, from the low here, this was a significant low on the 16th of June. There are various ways how you can make that work. Various ways. I decided to go this way, where we had a wave 1 here, a 2 there, another 3, 4, and 5. So perfect, a leading diagonal. Yeah, there are various ways of how you can make this work. That doesn't matter so much for the further outcome, but this is even the more realistic one. Even though you then have a wave 1 here, you have a massively overshooting wave B. That's fine. In terms of these overshooting waves, like that one, yeah. So I usually allow a maximum of a 200% overshooting wave B. This is possible. It reached the 1.786 FIB extension. That's fine. But it's rare, but it happens. Yeah, and therefore I decided to go that way. But as I said, there are various ways how this can be counted. But this is basically the bullish breakout scenario. So we had a wave 1 here. Wave 2 is then here, yeah, after an A, B, C correction. Now, what is this? Yeah, so this in a breakout scenario, this has to be another wave 1. It has to be. So this would have to be a wave 1 with 5 waves, where we had here a 1, a 2. Then this was the 3, the 4, and the 5. This was then a wave 1, and we come down in a wave 2. I looked at the chart a few days ago, and it was looking even better. So actually, that strong retracement here has messed it all up again, because until a few days ago, I could have counted it differently. I could have counted it here as a 1, 2, 3, and 4. But because we came down too low, this can't be a wave 4 anymore. It has to be another 1, 2, which again sort of decreases the likelihood for a breakout, in my opinion. You always have these 1, 2s, 1, 2s. The thing is, I can count this differently here. But if I count this differently, I have a 1, 2, I've got another 1, 2, another 1, 2. There's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This would be another 1, 2. It just gets unrealistic, yeah, if you have too many of these. So that again decreases the likelihood, and but with this count it would work. But again, yeah, what needs to happen for this is that this low definitely needs to hold at 11,478. This needs to hold, and even more important, this one at 11,355. These two lows need to hold. Otherwise, yeah, this whole breakout scenario, which feels a bit forced, yeah, based on the Elliott wave count, is anyway invalidated. And if we go below that, then there's still one scenario that we could follow, where we basically have, all of this again as a wave 1 here, but then an A, B, C. As long as we stay above 11,075, this would still work, but it just gets unrealistic then. Yeah. So what the NASDAQ needs to do crystal clear to start moving is it needs to move up now in a wave 3. That wave 3, we can calculate the target for that. There's no way around it. To make this work, it needs to move to 12,860. It needs to move to 12,860. And it needs to break in a first instance, and that would be confirmation here above 12,210, but more important than, well, no, let's go with the 12,210 level. It needs to get above that level because that's the wave 1. It needs to go above that. And if we go above that level, I think we can get fairly quickly to 12,860. But this is what it needs to do. It's sort of in a range at the moment, yeah. And these are the key levels that need to hold. This is what needs to happen for a breakout, and this level needs to be reached up there at 12,860. How likely is it? In my opinion, I would only give it a 25% probability. So, and should we go below this lowest swing low and lose the $11,075 level, I think we could come down to 10,500 to 10,000. Okay, and would then, however, finish our overall correction down there and then have another chance to start moving to the upside. So again, I wouldn't, even in the bearish scenario, I would only expect one more major low. But this is the bullish one. Again, not very likely for me from the price action point of view and from an Elliott wave count point of view. So this is the bearish scenario. Here in the bearish scenario, I expect that on the 16th of June, which is here the low, which we also looked at in the bullish scenario, here that this was actually a wave 3 low, and that we then moved up in a wave A. We then moved down in a wave B, and we are now moving up in a wave C. That all of this is currently part of a wave C. This is a C wave where we would expect to get into this range between 12,650 and 13,125. A wave 4, yeah, here the wave 3, here the wave 4, moving up into this region that is between the 38.2% FIB level and the 50% FIB retracement level. Very relevant, and from here I would then expect a 5-wave move to the downside. In a 5th wave, getting into the region between 10,000 and 10,500. That for me is currently more likely. I mean, it could even be that all of this was the wave B. That might even be more likely, because if I count it like this, then this would be the first wave of the wave C. This would be the second wave of the wave C. We would now have to be in the third wave of the wave C. Then there will be a 4 and 5. This is possible, or this one where we only just started the wave C to the upside. But in any case, here I would expect in a wave C, I would expect also the price to break to the upside. So if you paid attention, it would actually mean that in both the bullish and in the bearish scenario, I would primarily expect the price to break above this $12,200 level, this high here, to either break out in the breakout scenario, and I gave you a target for that here at 12,857, or to move up in the wave C into the region between 12,660 and 13,100 roughly. Yeah. So in both scenarios, I actually expect the breakout, which means that we won't really know if we are in a breakout scenario or still in the bearish scenario until we break above 13,000. If we break above 13,100, then it is very likely that it is not anymore here the bearish scenario, because the wave 4 should be restricted to this 13,120 level. And this also depends a little bit on the structure here to the upside now, even though it's probably hard to detect because wave C is an impulsive wave, the same type of wave which should come up here in a wave 3. So it will remain interesting. You can see in both scenarios, actually, I expect higher prices. Will be interesting how high we get. Yeah, if we see any weakness in the chart on the way, it will indicate that it is rather a wave C. If we see a lot of strength, it will indicate it is rather a wave 3. So that'll be interesting. I expect then here a reversal to the downside in 5 waves down into the region between 10,000 and 10,500 So I'll keep you updated about the NASDAQ. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out my main channel, More Crypto Online. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.